Number 4, financial literacy helps us in entrepreneurial readiness. Financial literacy helps us to think beyond survival towards value creation. As students, we merely survive. Uliza jirani kama na survivingi ama maisha iko tu sawa. Yeah, most of us survive. Actually, any student you meet around atakwambia nina survive. And it's the best definition for how we live as students. We survive with the little we have so that we can get to the end of the semester. Si ni ukweli? Yeah. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 2, it tells us to invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come. Yeah. Once we have entrepreneurial readiness, it inspires mwenye hauna ujuzi wowote wa pesa, and you've found yourself in scandals as a student. You've engaged yourself in things that tunaitanga scam, and you're a CU student. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. You're a CU member, and you're out there doing fishy things, scandals. Kutu hapa bana umefanya aje, umetoka wase online. Yeah, if we are people who have financial literacy, we will not be able to do such things. And if someone will see you as a CU student and you well managed, who is a classmate, who is probably just a friend of yours mwenye hamwendi class na yeye, lakini akikuja kwako anaona vile umejipanga vizuri, akikujanga kwako anapatanga tu shopping iko, and anaona umevaa vizuri, umekula vizuri. When someone comes to your house and realize all those things are well managed, that person will realize that this person lazima amejipanga vizuri. So that person will mostly be tempted to ask, unajipanga aje? Nichanue, unajipanga aje? I know most of you don't speak out. Ukiishia kwa msee na unaona amejipanga vizuri, unasema tu it looks good, it looks good. Na unajua kwako hakukai vizuri. Unajua kwako hakukai vizuri. You do not have the confidence to ask this person. You do not have the confidence to ask this person, umejipanga aje? How do you manage to do these things quite well? So, financial literacy, as CU students, we witness and impact, and people see the goodness of us being in Jesus. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, so we ought to show God's character in everything, and once we are financial literal, God's character is seen in us. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You've mentioned something on budget so much. You've mentioned something on budgeting, which is actually what we are coming into. So Mr. Lisha would ask, define budgeting. And even as you define it, talk about what are the key aspects that we're supposed to be looking at while budgeting, and what's the importance of budgeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. When talk about a budget, it's, in simple terms, it's a plan. So it's a plan of how you will earn money and how you will spend money. But I know you are students, so you spend money. But I know you are students, so you are not necessarily earning money, but you're expecting money somewhere, whether it's upkeep from your parents or it's support from Higher Education Loans Board or from wherever else. So it is a plan of how I will earn money and how I will spend money. All right? Now, one key thing that you have to bear in mind, and even before I talk about that, I'll give you my own example. When I left college and I was employed by the bank after campus, I remember I learned something from a colleague of mine who was senior at my workplace. I remember her up to date. She was Emily Wakasa, and she told me something that before I go to the ATM to withdraw my salary, I have to draft a budget first. So if the budget is not with me, then I don't go to withdraw even a shilling from the ATM. And that I learned from her. So it is so key, and especially those of us who are finalists. Finalists in the house? The finalists. Kwani mmoja peke yake, chairman peke yake ndio unamaliza campus. So the finalists who are here, all of us who are here, anytime you are expecting an income, because the point is this, if you don't show money, if you don't show your money where it should go, it will go anywhere and everywhere. And that is what a budget does. So a budget shows your money where it should go. If you do not point it to where it should go, then it will go anywhere and everywhere. Parents are likely to send me 5,000 shillings. My sibling, my brother, my sister, or my cousin, or whoever will send me, or uncle will send me another 2,000 shillings. So I'm expecting 7,000. Help is yet to, is maybe disburse my upkeep money. It's 14,000 or whichever amount of money. So this is the match that I have. Practical income. When you are post-campus, when you are working, you are employed somewhere, then I will talk about, hey, your income aspect of your budget, does it have active income and passive income? Because now we encourage you to have what you call multiple streams of income. You don't depend on one income. Hello? Yeah, and that is the mistake of our parents, Generation X. Them, they depend on one income. I am employed as a high school teacher. I'm a high school principal, and that is the only income that I have. That is active income. But what is your passive income? Are you investing in investment, some investment assets? Are they giving you some passive income so that you have active income, you have passive income, you have multiple sources of income? And then now, the expenditure bit of it. That expenditure bit of it, of your budget, it's supposed to be what we call rationalized expenditure. Okay? Rationalized. Governments, did you know the government cannot spend money unless a budget has been drafted by the Ministry of Treasury, presented to Parliament, and spend any money? Okay? So, for the government, when we talk about rationalized expenditure, for them we talk about austerity. In other words, be as much economical with your expenditure as possible. As much economical as possible with your expenditure. Because at the end of it, you're going to review your budget. And I expect when you're reviewing your budget, you're going to get what you call positive variances. So I had budgeted 5,000 shillings for food, but I've ended up spending 3,000. So I have saved how much? 2,000. That is a good variance. But if you're going to end up, and another mistake people make, Zawadi, is that people don't review their budgets. Niliandika alafu imeisha imeenda hivyo. Hapana, did you review it? Do you have positive variances or do you have negative variances? What is it that you're supposed to check out in your next month's budget or your next quarter's budget and so forth? And you don't have to budget every month. You can budget quarterly and so forth. So that is key. Be as much frugal as possible. That is the word, frugality. So can you exercise frugality when it comes to your expenditure bit of the budget? Have frugality. Frugality simply means be as much economical as possible. Spend on your needs, not necessarily on your wants. That doesn't mean you kwamba ujikazie maisha sana, hapana. But as much as possible, can you stick to your needs and not your wants, so that at the end of the day, you have positive variances and you are increasing your savings. Are we together? Yes, and when you're budgeting, just the last bit, when you're budgeting, please make sure that you're starting with a tithe, if you're giving a tithe of what you're getting, because you are a believer, right? So give a tithe, and then next is save, and then next is what you're spending, starting with your needs and your wants. Are we together? Budget even up to your giving. That helps you to know how much you're going to spend on giving as you go along. Okay? In that order. Please don't spend and then save after, because there will be nothing left to save. So start with your tithe and then follow it with your savings, and then I'll follow it with your your spending, and trying to cut back as much as possible on your wants. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much. Appreciate him. Uliza jirani, when was the last time you saved? Ama wewe ni yule, you're just buying things, kachapo kanakuja, ka smocha pale, ka smoothie somewhere, and none of it is on your budget. Amekwambia nini? What have they said?
And Zawadi, if I can also share my practical experience. When I was in campus, I don't know if I've shared this here before or whatever else, probably you've heard me share this. I began saving in my first year when I was in campus. I was in Kenyatta University. I began saving when I was in first year because that is a discipline, and Ibrahim talked about that discipline. Okay? I began, it's all about discipline. I tell people your success is the sum total of your disciplines. Okay? Even as believers, we are also called disciples of Christ. Part of it means disciples, disciplined ones of Christ. So can we have discipline? Now, that's a discipline I borrowed from my dad. My dad was a saver. He didn't work a big job per se. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. But he saved a lot. And my brother and I, Collins and I, when we were in high school, we were in extra-county schools. The fees was very high back then. And my dad will pay fees for the whole year at once. Whole year. And did you know my dad, where he worked, there was, his senior, like almost 4 levels up. And we were in the same class with the son. And the son will be sent away for school fees. But me, I was never sent away for school fees because my dad was a saver. Hakuwa anachukunga loans, alikuwa na save pesa kutulipia school fees. So I learned from him. And I began saving when I was in first year. By the time I was getting to second year, I paid for driving school myself from my savings. I didn't ask that money from my parents. Okay? By the time I was in the third year, I bought my first shares in Kengen when I was in my third year. Are we together? Yes. So my point is, I did not come from an affluent family. I came from an average income family. But the difference of what I was keen on was the discipline of saving. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think because it's not among the questions that we're having on saving, where can we save? Where do we save? Where should we save?
Good question. Please, if you're going to save, and I think our agenda here is not to condemn you if you're not saving. It's not to condemn you, but to encourage you now. Hey, can you get serious? Can you wake up and smell the coffee and begin saving? Because trust me, you're not going to invest until you have saved. Are we together? What are you going to invest? You're going to invest your savings, right? Yes. So where do you save? My quick answer will be this. Save as much as you can, build on your savings, but try to put your savings in a place which does not give you ease of access to your savings. Okay? Go open a different account for those who are employed, and that is for the 4th years who will live here. When you get out there, please, your salary access account should not be your savings account. Sawa? Don't put it in one place. Go open a bank account where, hey, don't take anything your mobile banking or internet banking. Don't take an ATM card. Don't register for mobile banking. Don't download an app of that bank. Don't. If you need hizo savings, itabidi ukanyage uende kiguna njia ama wanasema nini? I forgot my initials. Uende kiguna njia. Steve, what is it? Kiguna njia. Uende kiguna njia hadi kwenye benki. Okay? That is meant to discourage. So ease of access, Zawadi, ease of access to our savings is what kills our saving culture. Sawa? Wengine unaweka kwa mshwari. Mshwari si unaweka hapo tu pin na unatoa hiyo pesa unarudisha kwa M-Pesa na unatoa. Yeah. So toa kwa mshwari. Enda ufungue bank account, usitishe ATM card, usiregister mobile banking, ikae huko. Hata kwa umefinywa aje usiende kutoa. Sasa ujiambie nitakuwa natoa mara moja kwa miezi 3 au mara moja kwa miezi 6. That will build that discipline. Yeah.
Wow, that has really hit hard. Because I know some of us, we have 3 mobile banking. Mobile what? You're accessing your 3 banks on your phone. And it's, hey, my God. Mungu atatusaidia, si ndio? I hope we are learning. Are we learning? Yes. All right. So our third question will go to you, Mr. Solonka. Is entrepreneurship for every person? And if yes, why is it? If no, then to who does entrepreneurship belong to?
Well, thank you. Before I go to that question, I've actually loved the discussion on savings. And allow me just give my short story about savings. When I was in primary, I was in boarding. I've been in boarding my whole life, since baby class. Yes, I have been in boarding my whole time. Niwongo? No, this is not a lie. This is not a lie. I have been in boarding since baby class. Tulikuwa tunaoshwa, so don't worry. Tulikuwa tunaoshwa, tunaoshewa nguo and all that. Yeah, so I've been in boarding the whole time. So when I was in class 4, I was in a public boarding school. And it happened that my parents used to give me pocket money. So tukifungua shule, they give me some amount of money. And through the whole time, money was actually illegal in school, unfortunately. Money was illegal in school, hizo wakati. And, but I used to have money. Nilikuwa ninaficha kwa box. Uko chini. Yeah, there is a way, kulikuwa na ujanja za hiyo wakati. Sijui siku hizi wanaficha wapi. But then tulikuwa tunaweka kwa socks, tunaweka uko chini ya box. No one would know if there was money. So, the thing is, vile nilikuwa ninarudi home, time we close school, I will return the balance to my father. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Balance yenye nilikuwa nayo, every time we closed school, I will return it to my dad. If I was given 2,000 shillings and I happened to spend 1,000, I will return 800 shillings. Nifika home. The first thing, ino nilibakisha. Yeah, so ilifika point, I think I was in class 6 or class 7 hapo. He now began telling me, you don't have to return the balance. You can always keep the balance. So I think it was in class 5. So every time we'll close school, nilikuwa napewa tu pesa, 2,000, 3,000, and I mean primary, we don't have anything to spend on. So I will keep that money. By the time tunafunga shule, I have some cash. Nilikuwa ninaweka mahali. I go home. The following term, I'm given money. Of course, they assume I am spending. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, they assume I am spending, but I am not spending. What am I spending on? Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kama ni nguo ni wao wananunua. They are catering everything. And I'm in a boarding school, so food is provided for there. There was no canteen, so yeah, unfortunately. So every time I will save money. So by the time I cleared class 8, I think I probably had close to 10,000 shillings when I was clearing class 8. Nilikuwa nimekanga tu pesa. So I didn't know, but I realized it is a discipline that grew with time. When I went to high school, the same thing happened. I had that kind of discipline of spending less. I didn't have anything much to buy from school. There was a canteen, but limachapo zilikuwa zimejaa uko canteen and food was in school. Yeah, guys walikuwa wanabuy chapoka 10. They would press them in class. They're just dozing, unalala to class. Yeah, but I will just pick 2 or 3, that will be my supper, and that was all. So by the time I was finishing high school, I can assure you I also had some good amount of money. And the discipline continued. Yeah, about right now, it is something different. But I'll assure you, the discipline has grown with time up to right now. So saving is a discipline. Pray for it if you are struggling with it. Pray for it. And God is going to help you. Thank you. So that's my story with savings. Now, about entrepreneurship, whether it is for everyone or just for the chosen few. And what I found out is that entrepreneurship is an art. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Entrepreneurship could not, or rather might not be, for everyone. But its principles, tell your neighbor its principles. Yeah, its principles are for everyone. Whether you are involved in a business somewhere or not, the principles are key to each and every one of us. Ukiwa job mahali, those skills are needed. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Jobs zenye sisi ufanyanga, I know we are from different faculties hapa, but whatever faculty you are in, you will realize that job utakuwa ni pesa mnatafuta. Si ni ukweli? So even a school, here Annex, this school here, it's not a free education place. We pay for this, si ndio? Yeah, so I'm expecting that the government expects money institution as profit. Someone who founds or rather who of an academy somewhere anafanyanga hivyo si kusaidia community. Well, I know there are people who are pure with intention. They do that to help the community, but to most of them it's business. As much as wanasaidia the society, it's also business. So these skills are required everywhere, be it whether you're in business or you're not. Now, every believer can and should develop an entrepreneurial mindset, but not everyone is called to be a business founder. Romans 12 verse 6 tells us that we have different gifts according to the grace given to each and every one of us. Some are called to create businesses, others are called to serve faithfully within these businesses that have been created by others, and others are also called to support through administration and innovation. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Tumepatana mpaka hapo. Wengine wetu tumeitwa kuanzisha biashara, wengine wetu tumeitwa kufanya kazi kwa hizo biashara, na wengine wetu tumeitwa ku support through the administrative part of it. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Now, a good example is Joseph, the son of Jacob. Joseph was not an entrepreneur himself. He was an administrator. He was an administrator, though when the famine came, he was one very key person who supported the economy of Pharaoh in Egypt. So you remember that drought? Yeah, he was an administrator, but his administrative wisdom sustained Pharaoh's economy. Now, we already talked about the entrepreneurial spirit. That is for every one of us. Be it you're a business owner or not, you have to have it. Entrepreneurship is just not about business. It's about problem solving and value creation. Now, every student, regardless of faculty, you benefit from thinking creatively, taking initiatives, and being productive, regardless of faculty. Proverbs 22:29 tells us that, do you see a man skilled in his work? ? He will stand before kings. That is Proverbs 22:29. You are skilled in your work. Si biashara, just skilled in your work. Those entrepreneurial skills are also very key in whatever jiriwa, you somewhere, they are very key. Hauko kwa biashara, they are very key. Now, I will tell us why it is not for everyone. I'll say this. True entrepreneurship requires risk. It requires tolerance. It requires resilience. It requires leadership. And most importantly, it requires vision. And truth be said, not all of us have all those things I have mentioned. Najua kwa CV zetu tunaandikanga we can work under pressure. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. But can you work under pressure? Tell your neighbor, can you really work under pressure? We write that in our CVs. Everyone can work under pressure. But the truth is, not every one of us can work under pressure. Yeah, so some people basically prefer stability. We have very well-paying jobs. Very well-paying jobs. Jobs zenye zinalipa kuliko biashara. See, it's true. Yeah, we have jobs that have good allowances. We have jobs that have good retirement packages. See, we know them. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. See, we know them. Yeah, I want us to talk. We know them. So, some of us serve more effectively as employees or professionals. You're just a professional. You work so well. With the value of your skills, you earn so well. And probably, ukijaribu kuingia kwa biashara labda mambo haiendi vizuri. So, you are very stable just as a professional. Yeah, but it is also not limited. It is not for everyone, but everyone can try. But maybe not everyone can succeed in it. Someone can just be very okay with the profession that they are in. And it's equally honorable, just being in a career and that's all. It's equally honorable. Si ati kama haujaingia kwa biashara, sasa wewe ni failure. Failure, ile ya YAA, failure. You're not a failure. If you just haven't been to business, it doesn't mean that you've failed in life. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, many people earn huge salaries, more than business holders. Yeah, so that's what I can say.
Thank you so much. I love that aspect of there is that place that you've been called to. And I'm a preacher of purpose and vision. And I understand that each of us has a different purpose, and you've been called for something different. Doesn't mean that we all have to be whoever, we all can't be bankers, we all can't be lawyers, you understand? So thank you so much on that. So moving to our next question to you, Mr. Mwalish, is as born-again students, we have a lot at stake. We have a lot to protect. So how do we ensure that we not compromise our faith, our values, our goals, while handling our personal finances and also corporate finances?
Yeah, that is a key question. What I can say is this. First of all, you need to build of virtues. And this is the time. This is the time when you're in campus. These 4 years that you'll be on campus, this is the time to build those very key virtues that you'll need out there, both now and life after campus. One of them that I will lay emphasis on is, can you embrace endurance? I think Ibrahim called it tolerance. You can call it endurance, you can call it perseverance, you can call it patience, but I love the word endurance. Can you build that? Can you build a very strong endurance? Because when you embrace endurance, most of the things that are happening in campus right now and young people, the Gen Zs, troubles around Gen Zs, it's because we do not have endurance. Okay? We want it quick and fast. Can I have it like a microwave thing? I can just microwave tea in 2 minutes and it's ready. That is not how life God designed it to be. Life is designed so that we start small and we build as we go. It takes time. To build a business that will last more than a generation, that will last generations to come, guess how long it takes? 10 to 15 years to build a business that will last generations. Before you will start a business, and sometimes I like the lady who said she's doing something small with herself. You start a business and you realize, hey, you're actually making losses for quite a bit, for quite some time. Before you hit break-even point, before you move into profitability, you realize that you have gone through a period of loss making. Now, what will keep you going in spite of the challenges? It is the endurance. And I always say, many young people think the two crucial ingredients for entrepreneurship is, once I have a great business idea and I have capital, then I am good to go. No, you're wrong. Those are two, but the third one, which I call having a thick skin, is actually even a greater asset or a more needed ingredient than capital and a great idea. So you need a thick skin. A thick skin, part of it will be a set of your godly virtues like endurance. That, hey, I will still step out in faith and I will keep going in faith in spite of what, the business is telling me or the figures and numbers are telling me. So I keep going and I keep going in faith. So that is key. Please build endurance. Number two, hey, can you have an accountability partner? And part of that is, can you have a mentor? And a mentor doesn't have to be someone you meet in person. No, it can be someone who mentors you at a distance. You follow their podcasts, you follow their YouTube channels, you books and so forth. So they are mentoring you at a distance. Have an accountability partner. Hey, my figures and numbers. Can you have a look at my income statement? Can you have a look at my till statement or M-Pesa statement and tell me what you make of it? So having that is very key. So I will encourage us, amongst other virtues, but I wanted to lay emphasis on endurance, because if we embrace the value of endurance, then we'll not be caught up in these small, tiny, little things we want to get rich quick. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Accountability and endurance and mentorship. Thank you so much. I see time is really moving. Hey. Okay, so to you, Mr. Solonka, that is that one thing that none of us want to get into. Hata ukwa jahazi, hatutaki kuingia kwa deni, si ndio? But most times we find ourselves in it. So as you define to us what debt management is, how can you ensure that as students, we try to really avoid getting into debts? Yeah.
Before I get to debt management, there was something very key. There was a question in part 2B. I'll spend less than a minute and a half to address it. That says that I am not a business student, yet I desire to venture into business. How do I go about it without compromising my career? Now, I'll say business is not a course, it's a skill. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Ambia jirani, it's not a course, it's a skill. Yeah, of course, those who are in the School of Business, kama kina Sharon, you have the advantage. But yeah, also for all of us who are in other faculties, it's still very possible. For them, they have learned class, but for you, you'll have to learn through other means. Many means zenye ziko available, even through the internet, through people, observation, business from people. Now, Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7 says that wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. This is adding into, learning business skills from people. From Mwalishi here, he is a business person. You learn from him. Let him mentor you. Observe what you see in people. Now, we start small and learn practically. Don't wait for the perfect plan to start a business as a student. Anza hiyo kitu kidogo. Steve, I see what you post on your status. If that is what you love doing, continue doing it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the very perfect plan. That small thing that you think, I can do this very well, you go for it. Number 3, I'll say, use your career as an advantage. I, as an engineer, I can, start up a consulting firm. A lawyer, I believe some of them are here, law firms. A teacher, for example, I know I mentioned an academy before. Be founders of schools and, institutions, huku na huku. Yeah, it's a service, yet it's a business. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, you have not left your career. You're not supposed to abandon your career. You should get the technical know-how from what you have learned in school and monetize it. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, you create value for it. We should combine our career skills with business ideas. Now, most importantly, you have to balance both parts. Don't abandon your career. Let it support your business vision. Stay focused in excellence in both your work and entrepreneurship. Now, to debt management. Debt management is simply how you maneuver to pay a debt. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. You have a debt, so how to manage it is how you move around so that you can make sure that you're free from that cage, your debt. Now, how to, move around debts. Number 1 is to create a budget and stick to it. Molish has explained something good about, budgeting. You have to track your finances. Yeah, you have to track your finances. If you cannot, you will end up borrowing again. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Molish just told us that if you do not have a plan, you do not need to go to that bank to make a withdrawal. First have the plan and go make the withdrawal. Number 2, you have to live within your means. I know there's a lot of pressure for us, Gen Z, and especially we who are in campus. There's a lot of pressure. Msee anavaa vizuri. Unapata msee anavaa vizuri lakini hajakula. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, so do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. Usidanganywe. Msee unaweza pata amekaa vizuri lakini kwa nyumba hakuna kitu. Yeah, that person has had to sacrifice something for something else. Okay, I don't know. It's not a good thing. So live within your means. Live within it. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, I know. Sijui kama yuko mtu hapo mwenye anatumia 1,000 kwa siku moja, but live within your means. Do not compare yourself with others. Do not spend to impress. Yeah, ukianza kufurahisha watu utaumia. Utarudi kwa nyumba usiku utaenda kulia. Hauna pesa. Umefurahisha watu mchana lakini kwa giza unalia. Yeah, learn about contentment. Be content. 1 Timothy 6:6 tells us that godliness with contentment is great gain. Number 3, and most importantly, prioritize debt repayment. Uko na deni. Kwa nini usiprioritize kwa budget yako? Prioritize it. The only way to get off that debt. So, you have to prioritize it. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, focus on clearing high interest debts first, and proceed to the others. Yeah, if you have kama uko na deni ya 1,000 ya mtu, you can focus on paying it in installments, maybe 200 shillings daily or weekly, depending on how you can manage it. Number 4, avoid unnecessary borrowing. Just leave it. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. If you have to borrow, let it be a need, not a want. Tunaelewana? Let it be a need and not a want. Debt is a future expense. Tell your neighbor, debt is a future expense. Yeah, remember when we say about budgeting, it will feature. So usidhani ati vile umeokolewa pesa, umeokolewa. Umeokolewa, yes, but it will feature again somewhere. So you must note that. Lastly, I had a lot to say, but I'll just leave it at that because of time. Seek financial guidance and accountability. Get a mentor. Unasumbuliwa na deni. Kwa nini usiambie bro ama sis? I mean, us, not your relatives. If your relatives can help you, well and good. But if I, who is not your biological brother or whatever, you can come to me. Unaniambia bro manze, mambo ya deni imenishinda, nifanye aje? Seek guidance from people you can trust, from people they can help you get off that cage. Thank you.
Zawadi, can I just add something quick? Another thing that is key, and this is what I advise my clients, don't spend money that you do not have. Most of us, we spend money that we do not have. Only spend money after you earn it. So how do we spend money that we do not have? Fuliza? Okoa jahazi? Kwanza siku hizi naambia you can build on it. I was talking to a cousin of mine who is in college, and she tells me, I want to reach my dad, but I can't because I have a huge okoa jahazi. And I ask her, how much? 250 shillings. I'm like, you are a student and you have 250 shillings in okoa jahazi? What for? You are spending money that you do not have. It is dangerous. And trust me, listen keenly. If you do not, and can I give you some brutal truth right now? Let me just give you brutal truth right now. If you do not get your money life right, trust me, don't think you will get your money life right after campus. When you are working and you are dating and in courtship and getting married, you will carry that dysfunctional money life into your marriage. It's going to be disaster. Are we together? Yeah, let me just give you some hard truth right now. So spend money that you have earned. If you've not earned it, don't spend it. Just because they tell you have a limit of 2,000 doesn't mean you have to borrow it. Tell yourself, no, I'm not going to. Opt out and install some of those apps. Are we together? Then another difference, please get it right. There's good debt and bad debt. If you're taking a good debt, the one who's doing business, please take a loan and invest kwa biashara, itajilipa. Sawa? Yes. The problem in Kenya right now, most of us borrow for consumption. Consumption is unaomba pesa kununua chakula. That is consumption spending. You're borrowing for consumption. It's going to get you into disaster. Do you know China, they don't allow students to borrow money via apps in China? Lakini Kenya and most of the students wanamaliza campus, they're already blacklisted in the Credit Reference Bureau. So we be different ones.
Thank you so much. Ebu uliza jirani kama ako CRB. At this age you're already in CRB. How many loan apps do you have in your phone? Anyway, thank you so much for that. To the next question that says, let's be together, thank you. Mr. Molish, which are the investment platforms that you will recommend for someone maybe that has been saving and they want to put their money into use?
Yes, start somewhere. I'll be very quick on that one. Just start somewhere. The easiest is please go for a money market fund. Start. I know there has been a whole hullabaloo about money market funds and all that, or the return is so small and all that, but hey, start there. Start with a money market fund, open a money market fund account, and put your small savings there. The beauty of it is the convenience. You can actually open an MMF account straight from your phone. You don't have to go to any banking hall or any office anywhere. You can just do it from your phone. That is key. So start with a money market fund, or hey, can you go to these established deposit-taking circles and open an account? It is a very good way of saving your money because you're going to get some dividends on that. So for me, what I'll recommend those two for a student. I'll add a third one, but those two, get a money market fund account or open a SACCO, go to Stima SACCO, Kenya Police SACCO. Those are established deposit-taking SACCOs. Please put your money there. And another one is, hey, if you know someone who is running a small business, can you go and invest in that business and tell them, hey, I'll give you 10,000 shillings. How much return will you give me every month? Are we together? So if Steve needs whatever cosmetic products and he has no money, tell him, hey, Steve, mimi nitakopia shilingi 5,000 unirudisha after 2 months, but with what interest? So tell me, let's strike a deal and let's have a witness. Hey, kuja hapa, unaona napatia Steve 5,000, amesema atanirudishia hiyo 6,000 in 2 months. That is also an investment. Thanks.
Examples of those money market funds?
Oh yeah, I'll recommend go for the very stable ones. I'll recommend Jubilee Insurance Money Market Fund. I'll recommend ICA Lion Money Market Fund. But the ones that are giving higher returns are like if you go for Saiton, if you go for Apollo Money Market Fund, if you go for Madison Money Market Fund, those are giving high return. But you can always check the listing. You can just Google, hey, the highest paying money market funds in 2024 or 2025. There's always a list that will come up. But also, you also have to balance any investment. You always have to balance risk and return. The 2 R's: the risk, the return, the risk, the return. So you can always just Google the highest paying money market funds 2025. You'll get the list, the ranking, and you can put your money there.
Oh, thank you so much. And if
Siogope, hii ni marketing by the way. I applaud you for that.